Join me as I take on the challenge of sharing my unbreakable journey to overcome adversity. Let's see just how strong I can be. My name is Daniel, and I'm about to take you on a journey that's been both the most challenging and the most rewarding experience of my life. It's a story of adversity, resilience, and triumph, and I'm honored to share it with you today. Growing up, I always felt like I was stuck in a never-ending cycle of struggle. I faced bullying in school, my parents got divorced when I was a teenager, and I struggled with anxiety and depression throughout my young adult years. To make matters worse, I was diagnosed with a chronic illness in my early 20s, which left me feeling helpless and lost. But the biggest obstacle I faced was the fear of not being good enough. I always felt like I was living in the shadow of my peers, and that I wasn't doing enough to make a name for myself. This fear led to a downward spiral of self-doubt, and I often found myself wondering if I was even worthy of being loved and accepted. At times, it felt like the universe was conspiring against me. I'd apply for job after job, only to get rejected. I'd try to make friends, only to be met with indifference, and I'd try to find solace in my relationships, only to be left heartbroken. It was like I was stuck in a never-ending nightmare, and I didn't know how to wake up. But then something inside of me snapped. I realized that I had two choices. I could let my circumstances define me, or I could rise above them. And so I began to focus on building my resilience, my strength, and my determination. I started by taking care of my physical health. I began exercising regularly, eating healthy, and getting enough sleep. I also started practicing mindfulness and meditation to calm my anxious mind. And slowly but surely, I started to feel like myself again. But the biggest turning point came when I had a heart-to-heart conversation with my best friend. I confided in him about my fears, my doubts, and my insecurities. And to my surprise, he told me that he felt the same way. He shared with me his own struggles, his own fears, and his own doubts. And in that moment, something shifted inside of me. I realized that I wasn't alone, that everyone around me was fighting their own battles, and that I was stronger than I thought. I realized that I didn't have to be defined by my circumstances, that I could rise above them. And with that realization, I felt a weight lift off my shoulders. From that day on, I made a conscious decision to focus on my strengths, to work on my weaknesses, and to surround myself with people who lifted me up. And slowly but surely, my life started to change. I started landing job interviews. I started making new friends, and I started feeling worthy of love and acceptance. Today, I want to share with you the lessons I learned on my journey. I learned that resilience is not about being immune to pain, but about being able to bounce back from it. I learned that strength is not about being fearless, but about being courageous in the face of fear. And I learned that triumph is not about being successful, but about being authentic, being vulnerable, and being true to oneself. So if you're going through a tough time right now, know that you're not alone. Know that you're strong, you're resilient, and you're worthy of love and acceptance. Share your own stories of resilience in the comments below, and let's support each other on this journey to overcome adversity. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more inspiring content to help you on your own journey. If this inspired you, like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more positivity.